Okay, YouTube, I'm here working on the John Deere 450D. I believe it's a 1984. And I'm putting a new starter on it. So I'm making a video on this because I think there's a couple valuable things that I can share with you guys. So one is get a gear reduction starter. So this is, from what I can tell, it's a direct replacement for the old style one, but this thing is 10 pounds lighter. And I'm assuming it's because it's a gear reduction, so it doesn't need to be as beefy as the old school ones. So this thing is much lighter and will be much easier to get back in that hole and out if it goes bad again in the future. So yeah, that's about the starter. The other is I pulled the cylinder out of this, out of the blade connection here to get it out of the way. You can see that this would have been right in my way, and I would have been trying to go up and over that. So turns out there was enough slop in this joint to just pop that thing up and out and go right down beside it. So if you can do that, I suggest doing that. The other thing, obviously the fuel line needed to come out, and these are the wires for the starter. And then if you've ever worked on these things, you know they're got to be in one of the worst locations. So tucked down in there behind the frame, John Deere did a good job in putting a stud up top here so you can lower the starter down in there and hang it on the stud, versus that being a bolt that you're trying to somehow hold the starter while doing it, putting the bolt in. So that is nice. The thing that everybody knows about these things is the lower bolt. So this hole right here is the hole that they give you to get to the lower bolt of the starter. And that is damn near impossible. The starter, the old starter gets in your way because the motor's so big that you can't get a extension and socket down here. I think with this gear reduction one, I might be able to, but I also have another trick that I can show you guys here. Okay guys, so here's the starter on. So there is the stud. If it focuses, jeez. There's the stud that you can hang the starter on, which is great. So thread the nut on just enough to keep the starter from being able to fall off. And then this is what I did to get the old one off, and it appears that it's just the easiest way to put this one on too. So use the rope here and I lift up the back end of it, and then you can get down here and you can see that bolt sticking out there. So I was able to get it just in the starter itself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm using 1/4-inch drive extensions just so that they're smaller. And my 9/16 socket here, I put a bunch of paper towel in there because I don't want the head of that bolt being able to slide all the way back into here, because then you don't have enough force to actually get the thread started on the machine. So I should be able to get my extensions down there, put it right on the head of that bolt, and because of my paper towel stuffed in here, I should be able to start getting it threaded on. And then this being a gear reduction and a smaller motor, I might have enough room to just keep tightening it up with the extensions. Okay guys, so here's a shot through that hole in the frame, and you can see that my extension and socket is able to make it onto the bolt so that I could start tightening it up. I might have to put a box end wrench on it to do a final tightening, but this makes it a lot easier. Okay, there we go. It's all in and tight. I did finish it with a boxed in wrench, and this one's tight up here. So this, even though I went with the gear reduction and the motor is smaller, I tested this whole process with the old one before I pulled that lower bolt out. I wanted to make sure I had a plan for getting it back in. And like I said, having it loose on this stud up here, lifting the back end here, tying it with a rope, should allow you to get that lower bolt started. And then unfortunately, you'll have to just sit there and inchworm your way back in using a boxed in wrench. But it's better than the alternative. So hopefully this helps you guys.